the many things that ChatGPT offers, it's to make content faster, easier, and less expensively. And of course, right now it's free until the creators get what they need to understand how to be more creative, looking at our needs, what we decide is good, what isn't, and in that way it learns from the input and output, both that we ask for and also that we end up delivering. We are essentially training ourselves out of a job. Now, of course, I have some ideas on the way out. But first, let's look at how we are essentially being suckered into giving away our talents, training the AI with short-term benefits, but detrimental in the long term.
Creative people are really different than non-creative people. Partly because, for example, they're highly motivated to do creative things and to experience novelty and to chase down aesthetic experiences and to attend movies and to read fiction and to go to museums and to enjoy poetry.
Obviously, automation is nothing new. We've been using it for years. But the real difference is the variety of output that's really possible. Now, as a content creator, I can see where this would be really cool because it could help me make content 10 times faster and so on. But again, in the long term, who really benefits? And for that, let's look at something else that's modern, like self-driving semi-trucks, right? So you have self-driving semi-trucks. Who benefits from this? I mean, do the semi-truck drivers then still get paid, but they're not on the road anymore? No, not at all. Of course not. Who benefits are the corporations. Now, could the semi-truck driver go ahead and buy a self-driving semi-truck and then manage it and still get paid? Well, of course he could, but look at the costs. Most independent semi-truck drivers can't do it, but the corporations can. So again, who benefits from technologies that have been created as a society over years and years? This isn't something that the corporations created themselves. It's something they piggybacked on as a consequence of all the technology and understanding that we have up to this point. It's a pinnacle of our society to be able to do this. But instead of everybody benefiting, it's just the few.
This model was only used on weekends by an old English teacher, a Mr. Chips.
I'm afraid not.
Thank you, Agnes.
Pip, pip, chin up, cheerio.
Now, of course, if you look at the 50s and some of the automation that was promised back then and how we would have to work less because robots would be doing most of it for us. Well, guess what ends up happening? When robots take over your job, it's not like you're doing less. It's the corporations that, again, are benefiting from the technology itself. It's not like we're working less. In fact, in a lot of cases, because of inflation and everything else going on, we're having to work a lot more. So when your job is replaced by a robot, do you benefit? No, the corporation does, and you're out of luck.
Everybody's looking for the 6-minute ad routine.
Right.
Everybody wants to say, you know what? Can I run 100 miles tomorrow? I want to lose weight, but I need to keep my cappuccino.
It's about actually doing the work. It's mastery of craft. And appreciating the craft itself is a connection to other human beings. And appreciating that craft, enjoying that craft, not just seeing it as something that gets in the way. And when we suck it up and just do the work, then we still benefit. Our brains and our capacity to create benefits, not AI. Because if we end up training AI in the same capacity, the only one who benefits are the corporations. Because what's going to happen? It's going to stop being free, and when it stops being free, it's going to get expensive. And who's going to be able to afford it? No longer the solo content creator, or even a small team of creators, but the corporations. Beyond that, it's like, okay, what do we really need? We are literally drowning in information. Do we really need more of it, where it's made more cheaply and inexpensively? Instead of more information, more people are looking for experiences, connection, community. Those are the type of things we need. Another way to look at ChatGPT is its connection to Neuralink. Think about what Elon Musk said. Those that have Neuralink will have a superhuman advantage. They'll be smarter and have more connections than those people who don't have it. You look at ChatGPT.
Radio? Who needs a radio? Ready, Harry? Mock! Yeah! Ing! Yeah! Bird! Yeah! Yeah!
If you look at ChatGPT at the surface level, those creators that use it right now are definitely going to have a superpower. That's in the short term. They're going to be smarter, make more connections faster. But it'll come at a cost. And think about it, already there's an epidemic with phones. So we don't necessarily need more technology. What we need is more connection to each other, to community, and so on. And AI can't provide that. All this reminds me of the age-old idea where society goes, run the other direction. And what's the other direction? It's being okay with silence. It's sitting with yourself in silence. And it's having wisdom from that quiet interaction, that quiet space where you can just be instead of always doing. It's that silent voice of your heart and intuition that speaks to you on an ongoing basis that's constantly drowned out. In fact, I see it delving more into AI is making it even harder to access those parts of ourselves. We need a deeper wisdom that comes from a connection with our soul. This all lends towards a transformation of ourselves from a cog in someone else's machine to delving into our own individuation of knowing the self, loving the self, and being the full expression of who we are. When we do this, what we create has heart and soul. It's basically the slow cooker recipe for creating content with love and intention rather than just slapping something on a plate so you have something to eat. There's certain fundamental things that you just can't outsource, and I feel like content creation is one of them. Sure, you can get aided by people doing research for you, but again, it's your voice, it's your personality that comes through that content, and that's where you need to be. Not outsourcing it towards AI, where we all start to sound the same, because we're all using the same tools to get to the same end. You still need your voice in there. And I found that voice, that whole character is in there from the very beginning. And it has to be woven in, like search engine optimization is woven into content. It's not something you could just slap on the end and say, okay, I need now to SEO this content. No. SEO, when it's truly done right, it starts from the very beginning. It's choices you make from the research and onwards. It's not just something you slap on the end. And I feel like writing or creating content is the same way. You weave yourself in there from beginning to end. Don't outsource that. And I feel like there's a prediction for the future. It's those that do embrace that weaving in from the very beginning, that don't just leverage AI to do it all for them, or even part of it. Now, they may feel effects of ChatGPT in the short term, for sure. But in the long term, I think they'll be able to differentiate from all the other people using the same tools with pretty much the same output. Now, I, for one, I'm looking at going deeper with books and connection and really interacting with people and making collaborations and not just relying upon AI to formulate something for me and then kind of tweak it so it sounds like me or somebody else or makes it all popular and whatnot. And I feel like in the end, it's the heart and the soul that comes through that content. And that will influence things more rather than just flooding the world with faster, cheaper content. Because we really don't need more content. We need experiences and transformation and connection with each other like never before. So if you're a content creator, instead of thinking that AI is the next answer, let's go deeper in ourselves. There's a bit of magic that comes from the intention and love you put in your content. And I know it's not measurable, and I know a lot of people will roll their eyes, but I still believe in the magic of that. Will you join me? If you found this video helpful, be sure to give a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.